everyone, welcome back to part 4 of the Book One Cozies Club chapter by chapter for Haunted Homicide, the first book in the Haunted Mansion mystery series by Lucy Ness. I'm Di and this is my audio-only reading vlog for this book. Today I will be reading chapters 13 through 16 and sharing my thoughts with you along the way. Due to the nature of this reading vlog, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't read these chapters yet, I suggest that you not listen to this recording until you have. If you would prefer to hear my general thoughts on this book in its entirety, keep an eye out for my Book One Cozies Club series First Impressions video, which will be posted sometime after the reading vlogs for this book have commenced. So how is everybody doing this evening? I am doing well. I did not get sidetracked by watching Hollywood Graveyard tonight. Truthfully, as the week goes by, at least for me, I tend to get more tired and more tired. I'm not quite there yet, but today was slightly rough. I did kind of feel like I needed to take a nap at the end of my workday, but I ended up not doing so, and I still feel pretty good, so I'm looking forward to getting into this evening's chapters, looking forward to finding out more and seeing what Avery uncovers in her investigation. And so, without further ado, I am going to jump into chapter 13 right now, and I will be back with you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 14. Interesting that we found out about how Clemmy passed. It was something I was looking forward to. I think I mentioned it in yesterday's clip. But yeah, that's kind of sad that she didn't even get to perform once at her new job. I am glad that Avery is having open communication with Clemmy. It kind of seems like she's only been talking to, the board members whenever they drop by, or the kitchen staff. Pretty much whoever's there at the time, but I have a feeling that since Clemmy's there all the time, she'll have somebody to confide in if Clemmy decides to stick around. Funny enough, remember how I was telling you about Hollywood Graveyard? That is the first time that I heard of a Ziegfeld girl. I had heard the term on an episode of Hollywood Graveyard. I had never heard the term before, so I didn't know what that was in reference to. And that term came up in the book in chapter 14, I believe. So that tied in nicely with what I've been watching recently and that I shared with you. I'm very interested to know why Muriel, well, I guess not why. We know that Muriel was snooping for dirt on Avery, but I wonder what it is she thought she could use to blackmail Avery in her books. Avery doesn't seem to think that there's anything in there that would be useful to make her step aside. So, yeah, I found that interesting. As well as the manila folder full of the photos of Bill and Brittany. That's kind of strange. Especially since most of the photos were of Bill working. Now, like Avery said, if Muriel had thought that he had stolen stuff from the hotel, it would make sense that she was, keeping an eye on him, but I don't know. Why would you take pictures of somebody working? That just doesn't make sense to me. It makes more sense to take pictures of someone when you think that he's someplace he's not supposed to be. So yeah, maybe we'll get some more information on that later. At the opening of chapter 13, I learned a new word. Did you know what the term used for people who enjoyed puzzles was? I had never heard the term dissectologist before. So I was very entertained by that little nugget of information. It's too bad, though, that people didn't show up for the annual puzzle day. I actually think that would be rather fun. I do enjoy putting together puzzles every once in a while. I haven't done so in quite a while, though. I think the last time we were at a friend's house. But I do enjoy puzzles. I have always enjoyed puzzles, even when I was younger. So I guess I would be a dissectologist as well. So yeah, lots of interesting things in these two chapters. I'm going to dive into chapter 15 right now, and I will be back with you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 16. Very interesting about Muriel. I could not believe that's what it was. Why she was taking those pictures of Bill. Not that the thought didn't cross my mind that the reason that those pictures are being taken the way they were was that, but for it to have been Muriel taking those pictures for that reason, oh my goodness. That was just too shocking. On the flip side of that, though, it's nice that Bill has his job back at the women's club. It looks like we're going to get some sneaking into the husband's, or I guess her family, Muriel's family's house in the next chapter. That should be rather interesting, especially since Jack is supposed to be running point on that, being the diversion. I'm not sure how I feel about what I perceive as a love triangle possibly forming. I mean, I think I mentioned it earlier in another section, that of course there would be a possibility for that. I mean, love triangles are not a new thing in cozies, but he just seems so, I don't know, uninterested. And even though Avery mentions that he's really not her type, she still noticed him at the very beginning. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. If you know me, you know I tend not to like love triangles very much. But I think in this case, I feel like there is definitely the feeling that something will move forward between Avery and Oz, and that Jack is just kind of a diversion. I don't really feel like she feels the same way about Jack that she feels about Oz. So when love triangles happen like that, where I feel like our main character definitely has feelings for one as opposed to having feelings for both, I find that a little bit more acceptable and palatable to my reading experience. So I'm interested to see where this goes now. Is Jack just being complimentary because of how Avery looked all dolled up in the flapper dress, or is he actually a little bit interested in her? I don't know. I mean, between Avery and Kendall, there is a definite difference between those two ladies. I'm still shocked that he and Kendall have a friendly relationship, or whatever they have, friendly enough to go out to dinner with each other. But yeah, I am definitely looking forward to tomorrow's chapters and seeing how the investigation at the house goes down. These chapters seem a lot longer than the sections that we've had in previous chapter by chapters. I like to try to keep the parts under 50 pages, but in this one we're a bit over 50 pages every time, so we are past the halfway mark, heading towards the end. We have 2 sections left. I feel like this story is moving along quite nicely. I do enjoy the pace, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow. So let me know what you think of these chapters down in the comments below. Don't forget, you can also chat with me in our Goodreads group or in our Discord. And that will do it for me this evening. I hope you're all having an amazing evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye!